Pippa Fizz Amobi is not a detective anymore. With help of her friend Ravi Singh, she has started a true crime podcast detailing about the murder case they solved together last year. The podcast has gone viral, yet Pippa insists that her investigation days are behind her. She will have to break that promise when someone close to her goes missing. The police won't do anything about it. Will she be able to find out the answer before it's too late? In Good Girl Bad Blood, Pippa is thrown into yet another thrilling investigation regarding the missing of Jamie, who is the older brother of her close friend Connor Reynolds. The novel opens with Pippa recording for a true crime podcast detailing her experiences of solving the murder case last year. And we find out that she has decided to keep her investigation days behind her now. It seems she has promised her parents that she would work on going to a good college rather than donning a detective's hat. She and Ravi are going strong in their relationship, which started during the course of murder investigation last year. And the town of Little Kilton has finally accepted Sal's innocence, and a memorial is being organized for both Andy and Sal, which is practically attended by everybody in the town. Just when everything seems to be going well, a new crime occurs, and this time, this crime concerns somebody closer to Pippa. Pippa's close friend Connor Reynolds' elder brother, Jamie Reynolds, has gone missing. Jamie was last seen at the memorial where practically the whole town was gathered together, but no one seems to remember seeing him that night. Connor and his mom's grief compels Pippa to break her promise and undertake this missing person's investigation. And this starts a ticking clock because Pippa, from her past experiences with police, knows that the chances of finding a missing person alive start dwindling after the first 24 hours. So, how does our teenage sleuth proceed with this case when police themselves don't consider Jamie's missing a high-risk one? Will she succeed in finding Jamie? I can't reveal any more about this book without giving spoilers ahead for you. So you have to read the book to find out the answers for yourself. But stay tuned for our review before you pick up the book. The story is filled with suspense, twists and turns, keeping the readers on the edge of their seats until the very end. Jackson expertly weaves together multiple plot threads, creating a compelling narrative which keeps the readers guessing until the very final pages. Now let's talk about what works well for this book. First off, Jackson's writing style is immersive and atmospheric, drawing readers into the little world that she has created from the very first page. Her attention to detail and her ability to create realistic characters make for a truly engaging reading experience. Speaking of characters, Pippa Fizz Amobi shines once again as a relatable and tenacious protagonist. Her growth throughout the series is evident, and it is very easy for a reader to root for her throughout every step of her way. Pippa's internal conflict of taking up the missing person's investigation and a particular defining scene set up in the later part of the book, where Pippa finally accepts herself for her true self with all the flaws and does not feel guilty about doing what she likes. These both scenes mark a very important turning point in the story and as well as a very important character growth for Pippa. And both these scenes are handled expertly by Jackson. Pippa and Ravi's relationship is handled very well. Nowhere does it feel like it was forced into the story. On contrary, Pippa's character growth comes from Ravi's support for her and the way she feels safe to be herself around him contributes a lot to her character growth. Kudos to the author for sneaking in a nice little romantic story intertwined in a missing person's investigation. I felt Holly Jackson handled every character with utmost care. There comes a point in the story where the reader even feels bad for the criminal and understands where the criminal is coming from and his point of view. And I must say this is very refreshing, because the author doesn't box characters into black and white boxes. By the end of the book, the readers can feel the trauma of every character that's been involved in this investigation very well, and you must applaud the author for making readers feel this way. I did not feel there were any major glaring points in the book. There are some pacing issues with the book similar to the first one in the series, but the dip in the pace in this book comes at very important points, and the author has deliberately dropped the pace here to handle a very delicate issue and to create the devastation felt by a character. But if you are someone who doesn't like to dwell on characters' internal struggles and conflicts and deep conversations leading up to a big scene, then it might be boring at places for you. Additionally, while the whole plot is gripping overall, there are some plot points which come across as predictable for the reader's experience in this genre of books. Similar to previous book in the series, author used a very fairly common plot device to hide the criminal in plain sight wherever the criminal appears in the series. I must say that did not work very well if you are an experienced reader in this genre. In conclusion, Good Girl Bad Blood is a thoroughly enjoyable read with very well written characters despite its minor drawbacks. Whether you're a fan of thriller or you're simply looking for your next page turner, I highly recommend you start with this series. If you want to watch a detailed review of the first book in the series, then please do check out the link at the end of our video. If you guys already read Good Girl Bad Blood book, then please drop in comments if you love this book or not. And don't forget to subscribe for more book reviews and recommendations like this.